Hey, welcome back to the Friday Bullpen Sessions. My name is Andy Neary, and this is episode 142. All right, before I dive into this week's episode, I'm excited to make this announcement. As you know, if you've been a listener of mine for the past year or so, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to these episodes. I hope you're finding a ton of value in them. Please share them with your friends, family, have them subscribe. But you also notice I haven't done a lot of Tuesday interviews lately, and I won't lie, I've struggled a little bit in trying to search for the right athletes, coaches to interview. So coming out in the next few weeks, we are actually rebranding Bullpen Sessions in a little bit. In fact, in the way that who I interview on Tuesdays bullpen sessions are not just going to be athletes and coaches. It's actually going to be anybody in my circle, in my world, that I believe can bring value to you and help you up-level your thinking, up-level your results. Because when I decided to start the Friday Bullpen or the Bullpen Sessions podcast, the whole phrase theme bullpen sessions goes back to my days as a pitcher. You know, every week I had to have my bullpen session to make sure that I performed at my best on the mound on game day. And bullpen sessions to me is really about helping you get your weekly dose of the skill sets, the mentoring that you need so you can perform at your best. That doesn't necessarily have to come from coaches and athletes. So I'm excited to bring out a whole new lineup of people I'm going to bring to the podcast to interview, to talk on all various topics that I think are going to help you up-level your game, up-level your business, your life, everything. So excited to share that with you. So this week, though, I want to pose a question. I want to pose a question of who, not how. I'm sitting here. You'll notice if you're watching this on video, I am in a beautiful hotel, the Western Kierland in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm here because I am at a mastermind event that has put me in the room with some high achieving male individuals. It's called the Reaching Beyond Experience. Kyle Depies, a good friend of mine, puts these beautiful masterminds on. They meet once every quarter, about 3 times a year. And what this does is it forces me to surround myself with some men. It's designed for males that are going to up-level my thinking, that are going to make me rethink the way I am going about my business and my life. Now, I feel like my business is in a good place. I feel like my life is in a good place. However, whenever I come to these events, not only are the experiences we get to have, not only are those amazing, it's the conversations with these high achievers that get me amped up to get back and work on my business and work on my life. And it really makes me realize that I feel like I'm performing at a high level right now, but then I can surround myself with these guys who are playing a game at a whole different level. And it just makes me realize that I need to think bigger. I need to step it up. And that's where I want to go with today's episode is, hey, when it comes to achieving your goals, I hope you're setting lofty ones. I hope you're setting goals that make you feel uncomfortable. But I want to challenge you to think who before you think how. And here's what I'm talking about. I'm reading this book right now called Who Not How. Great book by Dan Sullivan. And the whole concept is setting goals. Often in setting goals, we often first start with the how, right? Every year you sit down to write out your goals. I hope you're thinking about what 2022 goals are going to look like. I hope they're going to be uncomfortable. I hope they're going to stretch you, right? However, the first place we always go when we set a goal is we go immediately to the how. We start writing out all the action steps that we need to take to get us to achieve and exceed that goal. And here's the problem with the how. And this is the place I have been for the last decade. When you write out the how, you often lay out a bunch of activities, a bunch of tasks that require you to do them. And that is where it's so easy to create this lofty goal and then look up at it and wonder how in the world you are going to get there. And if you're writing out goals that already feel they leave the doubt inside you, they have you wondering how in the world are you going to do that? The question is, how in the world are you going to achieve those if that's where you're starting from? And I'm challenging you to think about the fact that when you set this goal, it's probably because the hesitation, the doubt, the concerns is coming from a place of how. You're writing out all the things that you, note that I put an emphasis on you, have to accomplish or have to do to get there. And that's where the doubt comes in. So I want you to start thinking of who first. And in the book, Who Not How, and again, the experience that I'm going through right now as I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, is finding the who. When you create your goals and you set goals that are going to put you in a position, take your business to a place it's never been. It's going to take your life to a place it's never been. It's going to create that financial freedom you want, that independence you want, whatever it is. The first place you have to go and the first question you have to ask is, who is going to help me get there? And when I think about the room I've been in for the past 3 days, again, I'm surrounding myself with some individuals who are playing the same game I am, but they're just playing at a completely different level. And it starts with the way they think. You know, they're not thinking about doubling the size of their business. They're thinking about 10xing, 100xing the size of their business. Now, that may seem like, Andy, that's impossible. Why would you even think that way? Exactly. When you set that kind of goal, guess what happens? You get uncomfortable right away. And when you start laying out the how, it almost seems impossible. And again, you're hearing it from a guy who's done this for a long, long time. But if you first start thinking about who can you reach out to? Who can you align with to achieve those goals? The opportunities are endless. And so that's really what I wanted to pose to you today is we're sitting here. I'm actually doing this interview on Wednesday, October 13th. You're going to sit down in the next month or month and a half, I hope, to start looking at next year. And you're going to start laying out your goals, business and personal. And I want to challenge you, number one, to set goals that are going to make you uncomfortable. Set goals that'll change the trajectory of your business. Don't set realistic goals. Set the goals that are going to make you stretch. I want you to set personal goals, relationship goals, whatever they might be, that are going to make you stretch. But before you start breaking down those goals into the what's, into the hows of the activities and the tasks that you are going to have to achieve to get there, I want you to ask who. I want you to make a list of who you can reach out to ask for help. Now, it might require a commitment, an investment of time and money. But I can tell you from a place of somebody who has started to step into the who and surrounding myself with who's, which, by the way, has required me to make a time and a money investment to do it. My results have changed exponentially. And so that's my challenge to you is what's it going to take next year? Who is it going to take next year for you to achieve the goals you've never dreamed possible before? I know it's easy to sit there right now, especially with the environment we're in, the environment we've been in for the last year and a half, 2 years, where, hey, we should just be happy having what we have. I get all that. But you know what? At the end of the day, I hope we've also learned in the last 18 to 24 months, we got nothing to lose. You and I have nothing to lose. So why not set goals that are so far out there that it's going to make us become a different person to actually get there? But more importantly, it's going to make us align ourselves with other people to get there. And so that's my advice for you. This episode today is not very long. I don't have a ton of time. I'm here in Arizona for this amazing experience. Got to get back to masterminding with my colleagues. But I want my homework assignment for you is to sit down and set your goals for next year and make them big, make them hairy, make them lofty, make you uncomfortable, make them stretch you. But before you let the hesitation come in, before you start making that long list of all the activities, all the things that have to get done for you to achieve that, I want you to make a list of who. Who can you reach out to help you achieve your goals? I'll tell you that's exactly why my coaching business exists. I help insurance advisors and insurance agencies far exceed the goals they thought were possible. But in order for me to do that, I need to be working with advisors and insurance agencies who are willing to stretch themselves, who are willing to think beyond what they thought was possible. And I'm asking you to do the same thing. You got nothing to lose. I know it's been a rough 2 years. Maybe your revenue has taken a hit. Maybe business seems stagnant. Your life seems stagnant. But use this as a springboard to go after everything you want. Because at the end of the day, you, me, everybody, we have nothing to lose. So why not you? Why not now? So that's it. That's my episode for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, it wasn't long, but I hope it was impactful. It's about who, not how. So I ask you, I urge you, I challenge you to set those lofty goals for next year, make them make you uncomfortable, but then go out and find the right people to help you get there. And at the end of the day, that might be an employee, that might be hiring an employee, that might be seeking a coach, that might be seeking a mastermind, just like I'm at for the last 3 days. But it starts with who. So go surround yourself with those who's. And you know what happens when that happens? You get the clarity, you get the confidence. And when those two things collide, massive action and massive results happen. Go make it happen today.